ሰላም ኢትዮጵያውያንና የኢትዮጵያ ወዳጆች፣ ይህ ኔስት መልቲሚዲያ ነው። ኔስት ቴሌቪዥንም ይሰኛል። ጨዋታ ከቴዲ ጋር በቅርቡ በዚሁ ቻናል ይጀምራል። እስከዛው ድረስ ከታች ያሉትን ያለፉትን የጨዋታ ከቴዲ ጋር ይመልከቷቸው። በጣም ይወዷቸዋል፣ ጓጉተው ይጠብቁናል። ሌላም አለ። ግልብጥ ዓለም የመጀመሪያ ፊልም፣ ቀዝቃዛ ወራት፣ ፍቅር ሲፈር፣ ቀይ ስተት፣ አባይ ወይስ ቬጋስ እስካሁን ድረስ ያልተለቀቀ፣ ሶስት ማዕዘን 1፣ ሶስት ማዕዘን 2፣ ስለመና፣ ስለ እናት ልጅ፣ ዝምታዬ፣ አዳዲስ የሰራናቸው ፊልሞች በሙሉ እዚሁ ቻናል ላይ ያገኟቸዋል። በቅርቡ ግን በአንድ ምክንያት ብቻ እርሶ ሰብስክራይብ ካረጉና የሰብስክራይብ ድምሩ ደግሞ ከ500,000 በላይ ከሆነ ይህን እንደምናሳካ አብረን አልጠራጠርም። ሌላም ፕሮግራሞች እንጨምርበታለን። ዜና አለን፣ ቀልዶች ይኖራሉ። እንግሊዝኛና በሌሎች የተለያዩ የኢትዮጵያ ቋንቋዎችም እንደዚሁ የተለያዩ ፕሮግራሞችን እናደርጋለን። ሰብስክራይብ ያድርጉ፣ ላይክ ያድርጉ። አብረን ቻናሉን እናሳድገው። ቴዎድሮስ ተሾመ አመሰግናለሁ። ፈጣሪ ኢትዮጵያና ሕዝቦቿን አብዝቶ ይባርክ።
Again with Mr. Kulai to continue our last week conversation. Hi, Mr. Kulai, how are you again? NESTTV, how are you?
I'm Conjo. Beautiful.
Nice. Your Hamarik is getting better, I guess.
Tinish.
It's great.
Sumish Manu.
Eleni.
I'm Ashnavi.
Ashanafi. You're
Kula.
a winner.
Yes, winner.
Yes.
Addis Ababa, Conjo, Ethiopia. Wandem.
You like being here?
Absolutely.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
nice.
passion of mine for many years.
Yes. Ethiopia is a beautiful country.
I see that.
Yes.
I would like to visit at some point in time Lalibela, the
Oh.
infamous Lalibela. Yes, I would like to make a pilgrimage to connect and to reconnect my ancestral DNA with the motherland. And Lalibela, anciency from long time ago, it is one of the wonders of the world,
Yes.
even though they don't say that. But Ethiopia, Konjo, Amasadeli.
She is. Okay. So, are you disappointed by coming here to Ethiopia?
Good question, actually. No, I'm not disappointed. I'm very happy. I love to be here. It was a passion of mine. However, since I have arrived here, in the pursuit of obtaining all of my personal belongings as well as equipment and tools, etc., I'm a bit saddened. I wouldn't say disappointed, but I'm a bit saddened. And even at some point, it might cross over into the realm of stressed. I'm stressed out because of the current situation. Now, the current situation is that I came on the call of the Prime Minister with the advice from Ambassador Jasmine Rowe in Shashamani. I relocated, and because of that relocation, obviously an ongoing process to be able to clear my things from the cargo, yeah? Over the last 8 to 10 months, I've been going to different sources to try to find that particular assistance in order for me to be able to retrieve the property, and then for me to now start doing my work as a producer, as a promoter, as a studio recording engineer. I would definitely love to include the traditional instruments of the country alongside the Jamaican reggae music aspect from the diaspora. So it is my passion to be here and to represent not only from the Rastafarian community, but as I mentioned before, we are Kush, Nubians. So I'm not disappointed, but gravely saddened for once I came answering the call, I really thought that things would have been much easier and the transition would have been more welcoming. I find in some ways that I become more or less overwhelmed because of the current situation. And the passion that I have, I spoke about before, is to be able to start doing the kind of work why I really came here. And until now, without those equipment, I can't begin to really push my abilities, my skills, my knowledge, my experience, all of that combined together. Uh, Sometimes it could be stressful, but I'm not disappointed by coming to Ethiopia.
Is there any progress about your equipments at the Gumruk?
Well, so far, after going to the commissioner of cargoes, the main office, I was sent to speak to the legal department within the Ministry of Finance. There they said to me that Ethiopia, the revenue and the taxes is important. On my side, coming from America and Canada, yes. I don't want to say the real word, but I'm not foreign G. I'm a Basha. Therefore, I would like for myself and my situation to be resolved as soon as possible, before 1 year, if I can. January 28th of 2023, this month, will make 1 year exactly. What I found out by going back to Groombrook, they tried to come up with a total. Some of the equipments are more than 40 years old. Some of them are discontinued and they still work. It's what I have accumulated over the last 39 years in Canada. By coming here, they already have them on display in the confiscation department. So they look as though they're getting ready to have an auction to sell my stuff. And that, in some ways, I would consider to be very disappointing, because the depreciated value of these equipment, even at one point, the gentleman, he went on eBay to look for prices of stuff that are discontinued. And then he calculates a total. Sadly to say, that total, they claim 1.5 million birds. I don't have that kind of money. 1.5 million birds. That is more than the amount I spend to ship air cargo. It's like buying my equipment all over again. Even now that they're depreciated value, in my conscious way of thinking, I cannot understand how they came up with this total. So my dilemma is, what do I do? Do I abandon the stuff because they were already confiscated? Or do I try to find another way to resolve this issue? In my mind, I think it's a matter of extortion. They're trying to take my stuff. On the onset, they knew already from Groombrook that they had sent me to the government offices, Prime Minister office, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. They knew they sent me to get documentation to support my presence. However, they still divided up the stuff and put it wherever they want. I never even saw my clothes. So, to balance it off, disappointed? Not really, but I'm very deeply saddened by the current situation. I cannot afford 1.5 million, but I don't have it. I don't have work permit. I don't have ID, no banking to be able to can function as a normal citizen. So I do think that the government, in order to accommodate us Jamaicans, diaspora people, relocating, resettling, repatriating to Ethiopia, on the side of the government, we have some work to do. As a matter of fact, I would like to be an ambassador or an ambassador liaison for the people in the diaspora who have a vision or who would like to embrace the fact that they can come to Ethiopia and start a new life. I could be the catalyst. I could be the person that they can contact. I'll tell them about my story. I'll tell them about what forms they need to fill out. I could be the leg on the ground to accommodate various, requests to the government, to the finance department, to the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, even to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Because there, I found out they have what they call the American desk. And the American desk, there people from the diaspora can now go and submit their requests, or they can submit their application form to be more inclusive in the social order, to help build the infrastructure of this country. I'm so passionate about the young. I'm getting old. So my forte is to push, promote, expose the young talent of this country.
I think this is going to be great.
I really do anticipate that we can come together and find a meaningful way to settle this. Mind you, if I may say, my situation, my case is kind of special in a way, because I accepted the call of the Prime Minister based upon that Stand Up for Ethiopia video that we produced for the country for free during the time of the COVID lockdown, and there was the hashtag No More movement.
Yes.
So we were totally in support of the country and what was happening at the time. Now we are here, myself, alongside JB from England, videomasters.com, together as a team. We are now here to make a difference from within the country, as opposed to being outside and talking about Ethiopia. Yeah, I'm very proud to be here, and I would like to do it again.
We are happy that you are here too. I expect a lot from you, by the way.
I'm Saganello, and feel free to contact me or us at any time if you would like to further discuss or to have some update as to the proceedings and what's happening.
Okay.
Today we're here at the Grove Garden, and it's a wonderful venue, a beautiful place for various live events.
Yes.
And I want to say thank you to the boss, Mr. Teddy, and to all the management team and staff here at the Grove Garden. Each Friday night, every Friday night, I produce an event here at the Grove Garden, which is a reggae night.
Okay.
And we have open mic, we have a dance off, and we have young selector contests, which will eventually culminate or will come to a climax around April, I would estimate, because at that time I do intend to create an Ethiopian reggae festival.
Okay.
And the venue obviously will be here at the Grove Garden, in the amphitheater, the auditorium. So that's my projected plan for my next project.
I'm excited about that.
Already I'm excited too.
So, what do you expect after telling your truth now?
Well, my truth is really from an internal perspective. Being an Ethiopian of origin, taken to America through slavery, my DNA from that ancestor that transferred into the Caribbean is within me to repatriate back to the motherland. So what I would expect is to be able to contribute to the society, to the infrastructure of building, to monetize the talent and the arts that the country has to offer to the rest of the world. That's really what I would like to see happen. And until I get those equipment, I can't do anything. Yell him.
So, any last words you want to say?
Last words I would extend to the government, first and foremost, if there could be a way or a means to open up and have some infrastructure, some protocols put in place for people like myself and my other counterparts. I have over 100,000 friends and family, musicians, people of the diaspora who would love to come to Ethiopia. Some people have been dreaming for 40 years to migrate here. But because of the financial instability, because of the costs for airline to travel, most people from the Caribbean, including Jamaica, we have to travel to America, Canada, England, which requires a visa. Most people in Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean as well, we don't have that accessibility to be able to obtain a visa for USA or Canada. So it's more difficult for people of that diaspora area to be able to associate and to lock in with the African continent on a whole. We Rastafarians, we say Ethiopia as the primary, but all of Africa is open to us because we were taken from the motherland. Before coming to Ethiopia, my aim and objective was to go to Mozambique. But however, because the Prime Minister made such a declaration of a speech to invite, the price for shipping and all these things, it was easier and cheaper to come to Ethiopia rather than going to Mozambique or Kenya.
Yeah.
So yes, Ethiopia does stand in a particular special place within my heart and my ancestral DNA. So if the government could somehow find a way to include into their protocols of the country experiences for us to be able to can traverse easier than what I'm actually experiencing, that would be my ultimate highlight. Apart from that, to all the young people of Ethiopia, I encourage you to keep on doing what you're doing. Write more lyrics, speak about your culture, speak about the sovereignty of our country, and let's come together to present that to the rest of the world, what we call Babylon. Babylon.
That's nice. It was great to have you here, Mr. Kulai.
Thank you very much. And it was an absolute pleasure of mine to divulge my personal information to NESTTV. Thank you for having me. I'm a You're
welcome.